and we'll be good. No one will know. All right. So yeah, the live stream is just for posterity. It goes to YouTube, my YouTube, and my LinkedIn actually. So hi everybody. This is Creatress. This is There's Layers to This, season 4, episode 5. We are doing our NFT NYC recap, day 2. So something fun I kind of came up with, and Val was down, is to every day this week we're going to recap a different day from our week in New York last week, because so much happened every single day that there's no way we can put it all in one space. It didn't even make sense. So yes, so today's day 2. Yesterday we did day 1. Let's see. Val, do you want to do a little quick intro before we get down into it?
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Valerie, aka V Dizzle. Started in the space back in May of 2021. Got in with Gary V, and he did a giveaway. I was one of the winners, and I won a V Friend NFT directly from his wallet into mine. And immediately I had offers of 120,000 and up. Did not know what was happening, and was very much a noob. Didn't understand cycles, didn't understand you should take profit. So I didn't sell, but it's okay. Everybody has to learn in their own way. Some lessons are more expensive than others, but I did get connected to an awesome group of people and community people who were all learning at the same time that I was. And not only that, but like rubbing shoulders with people from all different walks of life, which I felt like something big was happening here. To be able to talk to people from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, especially people who have higher net worth than I ever do. Like I was just wow, blown away about how everybody else is just like, it doesn't matter where you come from, everyone's starting at the same place on a clean slate. And so yeah, it made me want to explore more in the space. And so I started a meetup group here in San Diego called San Diego NFT Friends. We host monthly meetups. We usually have a panel discussion. We live stream it if you can't make it. Um, we have free food and drinks. And then also, I have an event company called Red Rug Edutainment. So we do a lot of Web3 events. We just did one in New York. So we'll talk about it. I think that's on our day 3. But yes, I'll just leave it at there. Creatress, I would love to hear your intro.
Oh my goodness. No, I do. Okay. I always like to skip over my intro because y'all already know who I am. But for anybody who's watching in the future and might not know, my name is Creatress, and actually Sara Imora is my real name. Um, and I'm a 3D sculptor primarily, doing it as a performance art, right? So I'm sculpting, but it's a performance. So instead of painting, I'm sculpting, and I'm sculpting in VR. And my hope is to perform with the biggest artists in the world. And when I say biggest, I just mean like my favorites, and your favorites. So I'm talking Madonna, Beyonce, Taylor. I'm talking Snoop Dogg, of course. I'm talking Cher. Bring it. Like, I'm Stick Figure specifically. If you all don't know Stick Figure, please check them out. Beautiful reggae with really good messages in the music. Like, you can sing along and you don't feel like you're putting some crazy, saying in your mind that you don't want to repeat. Like, it's stuff you want to say, to sing along to, which is what I'm all about. So yeah, I want to perform with the biggest, most positive, uplifting musicians out in the world. And yeah, here I am in Web3. Found Web3 through Clubhouse in January 2021. So been here a while, and here we are hosting There's Layers to This, which is a show about the different layers of blockchain. Right? We got the L1s, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum. We got the L2s, the Polygon, the well, I don't know. Is Tesla's isn't really an L2, is it? Anyway, there's layers to this, right? There's L3 now. There's DGen. Y'all hear about DGen? Launched its own thing now on top of base. Anyway, that's what the show is about. It's about art. It's about all the things related to blockchain. So today we're going to be talking about NFT NYC day 2, and we're also going to be talking about, at some point, I'm sure we'll touch on runes, because maybe we'll do that in the back half, because we're going to get nerdy probably, and that's cool. But let's try to get through the New York stuff first. Okay, so with that, I want to say hello. Oh my gosh, Vert is here. I want to invite Vert too, and Dan the man. Oh my gosh, y'all come up here where you can hear better. No pressure to talk or anything, just but then you also show up in the recording if you're on the speakers panel. Otherwise, they don't show the listeners. It's so silly. But anyway, okay. Link, thanks for coming. I know it's late for you. How are you?
I'm alive. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hear
Can
you
you
loud
hear
and
me?
clear.
Really? Oh, I feel you, Creatress, on the whole desktop thing. Twitter doesn't do a good job of like supporting, at least on my computer, it doesn't do a good job of supporting Twitter on it. So I tried to like download the app and it won't let me log in at all. So I feel you on I can't raise my hand when I'm on the desktop on Spaces. I can't, it just rugs so easily. Like I can't even move or I'll get yeeted. So I feel you on that.
Oh man, I wonder if they're making some updates to that, because before you used to be able to like raise your hand. So I don't know if they've messed around with some things. I saw that they were gonna update the algorithms and stuff, and sometimes things break in the background when they make those updates. So not sure.
Boo! No, I'm kidding. I mean, they're probably working really hard behind the scenes. That's like one thing. I don't know. Are we doing intros or are we doing
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
I don't
right.
want
Good call. Please intro.
to. I'm just gonna say I'm Link. I started NFTs in 2021 as well through Clubhouse. It's like Clubhouse gang. And then I just met a bunch of really great people. And now I'm like really bullish on Bitcoin. And we're doing it. I think like I've gotten the most help out of this space with having sovereignty and provenance for like myself. And now it just seems like I'm going towards Bitcoin more. I'm like finding my place on like what blockchain. So the fact that y'all are going to help me with runes, I'm excited. That's it.
Oh my gosh, we love an OG. You already know, Link. I won't. I won't lay it on you, but you already know I love you, and we go way back to before we even knew about NFTs, and we were just talking about art on Clubhouse back in the art club days. That sounds so foreign to me now, but
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, we made
I,
it.
I was like, the only other thing that I want to add is I think that we're starting to see, like, for me in this space, I was really excited about providing funding for certain organizations because, like, through crypto, we've been, well, and I say we, it's like just my personal business, but it's like a we thing. Because people have bought NFTs, people have started to contribute to crypto that support, menstrual poverty in different countries. That's been the coolest thing to me because through my art, I was able to fund different organizations giving free menstrual products to women around the world all through crypto. And that to me, I'm like, higher.
Higher. Higher. No, I really love that. And I do remember you talking about that back in the days. And that is so important. I think people, it's just like a thing that people don't usually want to even think about or talk about, let alone do anything about it. So, yeah, I love that you're doing that. And, it's like the direct, perfect link, haha, link to your yoni art as well. So it just, there's layers to this, right? You're not just doing it like just random. It's like, you're a woman, you understand, and then your art is like directly, it just makes so much sense, and I freaking love it. I wish you would talk about that more. But yeah, well, let's start with this. The first thing we did, Okay, because this is also pertaining to you. Like, you also made some really cool shirts, right? That you brought to the women's brunch. So let's talk about that for a sec. Well, actually,
Real quick, I had my hand up because I want to jump in here real quick because I wanted to say something to Link. I was literally thinking about you. We're gonna get into runes later, and if you haven't heard, I just want to mention real quick that people are going to be making new runes when this goes live. And these runes are going to have names and they have to have 13 characters. And so, of course, like probably runes titled revolutionary are going to be super popular. KC Rotomar is like 13 letters that may be popular. But I was like, oh, there's probably going to be some penis ones, or, because this is run by bros here. And I was like, you know what? We need to have a female one. So this is the first time I'm announcing it, and I was inspired by Link because, like we said earlier, Link has her yoni art and stuff. But I was like, what if we had a vulval vaginal rune that is 13 characters? Like chat GPT. I was like, give me a 13 letter word. And that's what it gave me. So just saying, I don't know, whoever wants to work on this together, or if you have really high speed internet and the best like running node, etch that shit. I will buy it. We will pump it. You know, just saying.
I
she
love
said
that.
she'll buy it and she'll pump it. I cannot with the jokes. All right, we need to stop with the subliminal jokes. Sorry, Link.
No, yeah, I think I'm just agreeing. It's like a band of agreement. I'm like, yep, yep, I'm there. I'm excited. I'm really excited for runes. I'm like, it has the effervescence of NFTs in 2021. It is one of those things where you can, when you had this be a part of your cycle, because this is my second cycle. I wasn't nearly smart enough whenever I went through it with my first cycle. Now I'm like, okay, I know there's a lot of mistakes that we've all made in this space. We've grown up with this space. We've like seen culture play out in this space. And when you have hindsight, it gives you 2020. And in that sense, runes to me feels like that, to where we're learning those things that we say all the time, which will all lead back to the shirts, because you said, creatress, you did, or sorry, Valerie was saying about taking profits. That's something that a lot of us, I didn't even realize I could do, because crypto was so new to me. And now when we embrace the things that make us degen, that's what like leaks into culture. And when we have culture, we get, mog, we get take profits, we get all of the things that we say that make crypto cool. And to me, that's what I like to share. I like to share the culture. And it's always about, when there are so many individuals in this community that gave me an opportunity to continue to, do crypto and NFTs. I was selling vulva art. We were selling art to each other on Clubhouse. And when we came out of it, and finally NFTs and Bored Ape came into the game, it was like, man, I'm really about to put all of my money into these two or one or however many JPEGs right now. And I don't know what they're going to do, but everyone is saying something about it. And then, the rest is history, because Bored Apes completely mooned, and I didn't take profits. It becomes one of those things where you end up sharing those scars with the culture around you. So I always, I think for me, that's a tradition now. I want to try and put things on things that we wear, and give it to other degens, because it's about sharing. Some people share things with me, and I'm able to share with others through the gift of just being giving, literally. And then you just build connections with people when you give something to someone and they give something to you, whether if it's like an ear, you can give stuff for free. And what comes out of it is an experience. I got to meet so many amazing people through just giving them things. And it makes community, because I met, y'all saw Kevin, right? Kevin from Pixelmon was roaming around the parties, right?
Yes, he's on tour. He goes to
I
East Denver
know.
and now New York. Like, okay, Kevin.
So the woman underneath Kevin, of course, I'm like, "What is your name? Who are you?" I, like, went up to her and I was like, "I know Kevin right now is decapitated. His head is on the couch because 'cause you're taking a breather. Are you okay?" Because I went and put my hand on her shoulder and she was soaking wet. She was completely drenched in sweat from being inside Kevin for all of these parties. And if it wasn't for me having to like be like, "Do you have other clothes to like change into?" And her being like, I mean, we're just moving. We're just going." And I'm just like this. I'm like, "Well, here's a shirt, girl. Like, just put change into this." And she had no idea about like crypto stuff. She was just literally filling a costume for a crypto party, and to us, it's Kevin. So, yeah, kind of all leading it back, circling it back to that. It's you never know who's underneath the mask because it may be someone that doesn't even know they're at a crypto party and they're working hard for our bags.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. Wow. I didn't even know, first of all, there was a woman underneath that costume. Wow. Good
Yeah,
for you though, Link. Like, wow, that's awesome. She's gonna remember that though. She's gonna remember you and she's gonna freaking cherish that shirt. Which one did you give her?
Desktop. I was trying to unmute. I gave her redacted and I was like, "Do you know what redacted means?" And she was smiling. She's like, "No." I'm like, "It's like when you put confidential information out and then you pull it because it's either changed or you want it to be private. And then you kind of just leave that word there to let other people know that something has been taken away." And then she was like, just saying how she felt. She's like, "Is it fair to feel that I feel redacted being in Kevin right now?" And I just started laughing because like there's layers to this. And there's just so many layers to that joke. I was like, she doesn't even know and she's already a degen at heart, even if it's Kevin's heart.
Oh man, Link finding the D-gens. Leave it up to Link. I love it.
dude. Okay, all right. Just okay. We got some new friends, so welcome new friends. This is a chill space tonight. We're talking about day two. Um, all right. So back in my past life, and by past life I mean back when I was working in everything except art, basically, just trying to make it, just trying to survive. I did some costume character work. So I have been inside a freaking like costume character like this. And I've also been like a costume character handler, which was the person who helps the person put their costume on and take photos, and I've done all that fun stuff. But even with that experience, when Blink was first saying about like the woman under Kevin, I was like, does she mean like does she mean like the person who works like right below him? But what a weird way to say it, you know? So I'm just like hearing out the story, right? And then it turns out it's the woman inside. And then she said inside, and I'm like, what? And then of course the whole sweaty thing, and I was like, and then okay, I didn't even get it when she said she was all sweaty. I was like, oh, is she sweaty? Is she so sweaty because like it's such a hard job to just be Kevin and be like talking to people and being in this like, you know, going from event to event, like, oh my god, I was like, was she stressed sweating? Anyway, just had to say I was really confused for a moment there, but now we're back, and yes, I've been inside a costume, and it's crazy. They should get paid more. It gets really hot in there. And yes, I'm so glad. Link, it would be you to ask her if she's okay. Like I feel like you are the most wholesome person that we have here in Web3. Like, and if you could be our ambassador, I would 100% pick you to be the Web3 ambassador because like you're just like so kind and thoughtful
Stop.
and
No,
just
you are. No, you. No, you. It takes one to know one. That's all I gotta say. I've met some amazing people. I think anybody that like knows each other, I am just so grateful for. And that's like, I don't know. It's easy to repay it back by being nice to the real ones, to the real ones.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, what do you think about the? Oh wait, here we go. This everybody look at the video real quick. This is what I think of when I think of Link. This is the vibe that she gives, or this one right here. This is the Link vibe. All right, this is it right here. This cute little this cute little face. Yeah, what do you think of the brunch? Because that's where we saw you. I'm trying to see if I can find a uh the live stream we did where we interviewed you, but I keep getting distracted with all these other cool things on the timeline. So yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think about the brunch? That's where we saw you.
I love it. I honestly am like so happy that what was it? Um, last year around, yeah, the last NFT NYC that we had, the events that I don't remember if he was even the bear or the bull at that point. I think we were just like in a hiatus. I didn't attend a lot of social events. My social battery gets drained really fast. But this year, I don't know if it was just because of the connections that we had furthered with, spaces that I loved going to an all like women's brunch. It was way more chill than in my head I had made it out to be. I was obviously social events are super like anxiety feeling for me. So going out there, I was just prepared for chaos, but is the complete opposite. Everyone was just having a lot of fun, meeting each other, just hanging out. And I hope it's not the last one, you know?
Yeah, I hope it's the beginning of like an annual thing. I did find it. Haha. I finally found it. Okay, let me pull it up here. Okay, here it is. So here's the well, here's us with this the dude from the Pudgy Penguins actually, who was there serving. All right, because remember they said no bros allowed unless you guys want to come and help with the event. And he literally was like picking up stuff off the tables, making sure everyone's cool. So shout out to the bros who are down. Yeah.
This dude is one of the teams from Pudgy Penguins. That is Luca. If you've never seen Luca, not Luca, sorry, Lorenzo. They both
Yes.
start with L.
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, of course. Shout out to our mascot Lorenzo down there. There's layers to this because they got the same name. And it's pretty cool. Lorenzo followed the Pudgy Penguins. Lorenzo, I shouldn't say the real because our Lorenzo Crypto is also the man, which is so hilarious to see because normally he's like the man of the hour. He's always crowded around people because he's part of the Pudgy Penguin team. So it was so funny to see him just be more of a helpful hand and you know like creator said basically be a busser and be of a help. So it was super awesome. And yeah, creator.
That
So you
point
talk about.
really
Oh,
blows
go
my
ahead.
mind, the fact that you said that. That point, literally, I, like, sat there, I'm like, "No, you're so right." The context is everything because he is a part of the Pudgy Penguins, but he was like a little fly on the wall. I've never seen him so, like, reclused. Um, that is so true. I think the context of it just being a woman's focused thing, not just a woman's focused thing, but, like, it just being a different kind of goal. It the context was just completely different for him, which is crazy to see the roles reversed because we all know we've had our fair share of crypto bros at these events for us to, like, feel a little intimidated or, just scared to connect because there's just so much testosterone around.
I think it was pretty funny because besides Lorenzo, there was the founder, the owner of the art gallery himself. He was there. He was behind the bar, serving drinks. He was explaining some of like the physical art pieces that were there. And then there was like these random dudes that I feel like they came with either their girlfriend or their wife or like were their plus one, which maybe some women didn't know like hey this was supposed to be like no bros allowed. I would say like there was like maybe at most 5 men in the room at once, but, like, literally all the women were just staring them down and not like, "Ooh, hey, boys." It was more like, "What are they doing here? They're not supposed to be here. Like, hey, this is like an all women's brunch. Like, what are they doing here?" So we were so I just thought it was hilarious because I was like, "Oh," at first I didn't say anything because I thought I was, like, the only one, and I don't wanna be like, "Hey, what are they doing here?" And then the first thing I hear Link is like, "What are they doing here? They're not supposed to be here." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I feel the same way. What are they doing here? They're not supposed to be here." So I just thought it was hilarious.
That was a moment. That was a fun moment. Yeah, I liked it. I also thought it was going to be more of a to do link, so I was actually really happily surprised. And if you guys didn't notice yet, we've got oh there, here we go. Here we have the part
There's
where Link.
Link.
There's Link. Here we go. Let's see what we said.
Darn it, I can't watch. I just have to listen because desktop doesn't show. I'm listening. I'm listening.
You know what?
Okay, never mind. The sound is crazy because I'm also streaming the space. So we're not gonna listen to the sound, but you can see. And then Link was telling us all about her shirts and how cool she is. And see, we're ad libbing here or whatever you call that, right? So she's like, "Oh, I love
Yeah,
you so much, Beatrice. You're so
lagged up.
sweet." And then she turns to Val and she's like, "You're also so sweet. I love your robes." Right? I think that's pretty much how it went.
Sounds right.
I wish I could see. I can see it in my head again.
Oh, wait a minute. So if you're on desktop on the space, you can't see the video
No,
thing?
I can't. There's a big panel, like it shows it where it's supposed to be, and then it just doesn't have it's a black screen. So I'm like FOMOing right now because I'm like, what are they watching? But the play by play was I was like, oh, okay, I know what they're watching. They're watching the live.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, let me send you the live. I'm gonna send you it via
It is
direct
pinned. Are
message.
you able to see the pinned tweets link on your desktop?
Oh yeah.
No,
It's
no. If you pin something else, maybe because right now it's just the jumbotron. But I'm like, there has to be a fix for desktop. Is I don't really like using. I have an iPhone that doesn't have a good mic, and I like using my Rodecaster mic. So there's got to be I don't know another layer, a better layer than this.
Oh my gosh, I love when people use the phrase, by the way. And there's something that it really hits a chord in me. Okay, all right. So before I forget, and not before I forget, because I could never forget. But look, here you are showing the shirt. I'm showing the shirt. I got the Take Profits shirt. Okay, I just got to say that I got the Take Profits shirt. Val, what shirt did you get? And then I wanna talk to the
I
homies.
didn't get the shirt. She ran out of the
I
size I
know.
wanted.
I
Oh,
remember we were like, "What size are you?" And then I ended up coming back and I only have mediums left. So if you want a medium, can chop it up and make it something else, I'll send it to you. But everyone took the large. Everyone took large as everything. I have a different approach now for consensus because that's my next event. I gotta get more large and I gotta bug the shops for extra large too. I had a lot of people asking me for extra large. I'm like, we need more inclusion because this at small Etsy shop does not have extra large or extra large.
Oh man. Yeah, so that was something I was guiding creators to when we were doing our merch, and I was like, "Hey, we got to get more extra large and large." And she's like, "No, I think medium, you know." And of course, she's very small and tiny, so she's also on the other end of the spectrum with the extra small. But I was like, "Yeah, listen, like we're probably mostly going to be around bros in general, and people are not as tiny as you." So yeah, we're gonna need to order the larger sizes and merch, but no, you're still right. Like after all these events I've been to, it's yeah, that is the consensus for sure. Large and extra large.
we want the baggy. People want the baggy, comfy, style. It sounds like, which makes sense. We like to be comfortable. I did get a couple big things on my journeys. The only shirt that I got, the Fallen like exclusive merch I ended up getting, was like pretty big. So that's a sleep shirt now. But yeah, with that, I think I wanna go over to the bros in the room, the cool bros in the room, not the Chads. We don't have any Chads in this room. Although, well, I don't know, Paper's name might be Chad. I don't know actually, but I doubt it would be. That would be way too. That would be way too unfitting for him. What's up, Paper?
What's up? What a terrible name.
Yeah, that can't possibly be your name. I know. I just thought I'd throw a joke in there.
My mom calls me Ichabod, but you can call me Paper.
All right, bet.
Ichabod? Did you say Ichabod?
Yeah, Ichabod, Idaho. That's my real name.
Really? I actually love Ichabod because it reminds me from the movie Ichabod. I actually love that name.
Well, thanks for being here. I didn't realize I was unmuted. Just you know, I feel like we did something together this day. I could be wrong, but oh my gosh, y'all, the feed from the live stream is so good. I keep keep looking at it. I'm just like, oh, that was a fun time. Daniel and Stoff are also here. Y'all want to say what's up? I want to say thanks for being there for so many of our adventures. And thanks for coming. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we were fortunate enough to get to spend quite a bit of time at NFT NYC. I know Daniel and we have like a bunch of content to kind of deliver yet, especially from your performance and stuff. But yeah, it was a good time. From day 2 was the Oni event even. I don't know if you guys talked about that at all yet, but that was a good event with Valerie and Creatress, of course, and Vert, getting that all kind of organized and set. And we even got to speak that day. I was on the panel for the ICP ordinal meta, so that was really cool. But I don't know if Daniel's here, if he wants to chime in.
Dan the man, are you there?
He might be away. But
nope, I literally just walked in the door. I've been playing Car Mechanic all day, so it's been fun. But yeah, guys, nice to be here. Thanks for having us up. Yeah, it was super fun to meet all you guys at the events, and yeah, we have a ton of media that we did throughout the entire NFT NYC event, but we definitely got quite a bit for you guys, and we're still sifting through all that. So apologies on the delay for that, but yeah, we definitely got some exciting stuff coming your way. We've been working pretty hard on trying to figure out of the hundreds of photos and several dozens of short form vids, what is useful and what could be useful to you guys. But yeah, we'll have that hopefully to you guys within the next few days coming. But yeah, thanks for having us up, and looking forward to seeing what you guys do next year.
Y'all are the GOAT. Like, please, thank you so much. I have one photo from Stoff, and it is like so good. So I can only imagine what else you guys got. I'm stoked. And I guess I'll tell y'all now, although we're gonna host a space to talk about it specifically, but we're gonna do a free mint of that first photo that we got from him, and that features it's me, Ty Spectives, who rapped and danced, and Eunice, who sang and DJ'd during the performance. So we're all in it. He got a great shot of all of us smiling on some level. And yeah, that's going to go out. That'll be a free mint. And then we're also going to do a couple clips. Those won't be free mints, but the mints will be split up among Stoff and Dan, since they took the videos and then the performers. So look out for that. We're still working out all the details on that. So just wanted to let you guys know that's coming down the line. But yeah, it was really fun to hang out. I'm still watching the live stream. This is wild. Uh, I'm so glad Val pushed to do the live stream everywhere she did, because they're really fun to like look back on. So yeah.
Yes, I just want to give myself a pat on the back, because yeah, I was carrying a bunch of equipment, guys. Like I was carrying this heavy bag that had my full on like gaming laptop, my gamer laptop with a mouse, with the charger. And the type of gaming laptop I have runs so much power that it's one of those ones that have to be plugged in constantly. So I need an outlet every time I bring this thing out. And so I'm literally carrying a construction heavy duty um power extension cable. Guys, like it's bright, it's orange. Like I had all of this in one bag, and then the other bag I'm carrying the camera, the tripod, the microphones, the mic flags that you see we customize. If you guys can see on the microphones, that cube, that's called a mic flag. And we put some awesome custom stickers of our show. There's lyrics to this with Lorenzo on it. And so this was like a lot of work to just lug this around to every event. And mind you, this actual day was one of the worst with rain. It was pouring. So like I'm also in sandals. You probably can't see my feet. I'm a Cali girl and people warned me don't wear sandals, but I was like, you know what? It complements the outfit. These are orange sandals. It was like, for ordinals, we were gonna attend an LFG ordinal event that evening. So I knew that we probably weren't gonna go back to the Airbnb. So I was like, I'm just gonna wear my whole outfit. And so yeah, I was in sandals, walking around New York City in puddles, in the rain, carrying this equipment. But guys, look what came out, the awesome live stream. And we actually like kind of overpowered the event. So apologies to Gigi because we had multiple people come up to Creatress and I and be like, "Oh my god, thank you for hosting. This is a wonderful event." And we're like, "Oh, no, no, no. Like we're not the hosts. Like this is Gigi's party." And and it's also cuz we were like having the matching kimonos and nonstop compliments, and people were like, "Dude, this thing is so reflective. You can see us, especially when you're at the nightclubs with the laser lights and everything. They're super reflective." So we did good. We did good, maybe too good because people thought we were the hosts. But it was awesome to capture just kind of like this raw content stuff, live stream, just kind of see people walking in the background, people having drinks, talking, and bring what IRL events are like to the people that have never been, couldn't make it out, because as all we know who have been to these events, like they're everything. It's just the connections and that you make IRL just don't beat it. Like, of course, we talk almost every day. There's, spaces and discords and telegram chats, but it's just another layer and level to it when you connect soul to soul and face to face like that.
I have
Um,
a question, Lori. I have a question for
yeah.
you.
hmm
What do you feel like with the trial of you bringing all of the equipment out? And this could go for Creature Strip too. What do you feel like you learned in terms of what you would do differently for next time? Because that to me, I've always been very weary of carrying any equipment along just because I'm afraid of like hurting it. But what would you say are 3 takeaways that you now are doing next time?
Mm, yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, probably get a better bag for my laptop and that equipment that it was in, because it's in a cloth like tote kind of bag. So I have to be very careful when I'm setting things down. And of course, if like you're drinking and you're in the commotion of it all, the chaos, expensive
Oh,
equipment in there. What's up? Am I rugging?
sorry, you rugged just briefly. You're good.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I was just saying, probably just get a better bag, something that has more cushion to protect. at least the laptop. Probably the laptop's probably not the greatest thing to carry around, but I'm making do with like the equipment I do have. Probably not something as heavy because these gaming laptops are pretty heavy. They're meant to not lug around and travel with like that. But that's what I had. And also too with the Mac mic flags, we actually had a really uh these ones that we got were actually just like a couple of dollars from Amazon. They're plastic. We were like, hey, let's just use these. Let's test them out and put stickers on them. But we actually made one custom like foam one, like the kinds that you guys see like newscaster anchors use. We had actually bought one of those that goes for like $150 to $200 to do like a whole custom one. I probably would have ordered it a lot earlier and always double check the address. So it made it to New York on time, but it was the street address was off by a few numbers. And so we actually never received it, and I'm still trying to report that, saying, "Hey, we didn't receive it. It's supposedly still with UPS out in New York." And I don't know. I'm not able to change the address on my end. It has to go through the shipper.
Oh, I was
So
gonna let me pick it up and send it to you. If I can find it, I will be your ground. I was there for Creatress trying to get her robe. I will gladly get y'all's mic flags back. Send me to the nearest UPS, or wherever you sent it to. I will go check to see if it's there.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm kind of in step one because I like reached out to UPS and they're like, yeah, they can't edit it on their end, like the address. I can't edit it. It has to be with the company that I ordered it from. So I literally just sent them an email today saying, like, hey, can you change this? Can you tell UPS? And so hopefully we'll see they respond. But if it's a situation where like it needs to be picked up or something, I will definitely reach out to you, Link. I appreciate that.
Link is
Hey,
the plug.
I
What
just
up,
wanted to
Daniel?
pop in real quick, and I wanted to say, yeah, Valerie, I totally get the whole equipment thing. I don't know if you've seen all the stuff I was carrying, but the laptop I had and the mic, that's also the whole military grade steel, like gaming laptop, like super power hungry. Like all the equipment I had was the same way, and I was ripping around like 40 pounds of equipment in a small travel backpack for like 4 days in the rain. So I totally get what you mean. And yeah, we learned some lessons from last year and this year. We're definitely going to do next year better. And I think the first step is definitely one, a a better bag. Like a better bag and maybe like some better planning and maybe like not overpack a small backpack and try to haul it for 14 hours a day. It is not friendly. Also, you are crazy for being out in sandals. I said that to her. We were walking, and I was like, wait, wait, wait. I turned around, I had a double take, and I looked at her, and I was like, what are you doing in sandals in the rain at night in the wind? And she's like, well, I'm warm. And I'm like, well, we're not. So, like, do us a favor and fit in, you know?
She said I'm warm
That's
blooded. That's what she said. I was there and I was like, oh my god, her feet are about to go in this puddle, and we were all dying of cold. Oh my god, I remember the moment. I was yeah.
She walked through the puddle without caring at all, too. Like, nobody, like, if I looked at her, I would have been so cold. I was cold looking at the puddle. And she's like, no, this is fine. Like, okay, are you from New York or are you from Cali? Because now I'm confused.
That's hilarious. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I must be real special because even when I go out to Denver, where it can get super cold too, right? Like, I don't know, I thrive and survive. There's moments where, yeah, when the wind does pick up, it gets cold, but like we were on the move, guys. Like we were going from like event to event to event. And like I was like, yeah, I'm pretty warm blooded. Like even just being here in San Diego, I get hot really easily. I'm one of the ones who like, I like to have like a blanket over me, but the moment I'm like super hot, I'm like kicking off the blankets and everything kind of thing. But yeah, it's I made it work. I made it work. But that's good advice, Daniel. You were a beast also carrying. I saw that backpack, and it was so funny because there was a moment where I was like, I looked over at his equipment. He was in the middle of filming Creatress's um performance at the conference, and I looked at his equipment. I was like, "Ooh, what equipment is that? That looks special." And he had like this thing that looked like a tower. It was kind of like a small little tower. I was thinking like of like a Wi-Fi box or a modem. It kind of looked like that, and I was like, what is that? And then I like double took it. Like I was like, oh, that's his laptop. He had his laptop on the side like the whole time. So he's not even having his laptop like normal. This laptop most of the time was like on the floor on its side, and just like he's just trying to get shit done, just like how I was. Like I had my laptop on like chairs or tables most of the time, not a proper desk. Like Daniel and we were like trying to like make shit work. And it did. I mean, you guys don't see that in the background. You guys just are gonna see the awesome content. But yeah, this is a thing that goes on sometimes, like in the background.
I think you and
Um,
I probably nailed the video streams, and the audio streams is really why I had the laptop out. I had like professional audio software kind of taking the audio streams separately because of the amount of background noise. I need to be able to like get that out of there if we want good content. So when I did Creatress's performance and Eunice's as well, or Eunice's, I basically did the audio completely separate. So I was trying to do that, but yeah, you add all that equipment to one small backpack that's meant for a personal item on a plane, and you end up with back problems by 28.
So true. And oh my gosh, that is a good point. Actually, that's one huge thing I want to research and explore more. Like I realize there needs to be more live streams, number one. So I'm glad we were like you and I were one of the very few, if not maybe the only, like who are doing it. Cause I don't know, you guys tell me that didn't make it out. Like, did you guys see any other live streams? I really didn't, to be honest. I saw pre-recorded stuff. I saw things that were released maybe later that same day, but not live stream. And I see Moongru, who gave a thumbs down. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I was trying to keep a lookout for people doing some of these lives, and yeah, I was really grateful and glad like we were doing it. But yes, the audio, especially like that frame you guys are looking at right now, there's Eunice right there. She's like at the DJ's table set. And of course, you have the stupid speaker blocking. And so I couldn't move. I was very limited to like where I could have been positioned. And so that was like the only place like I could be with one of the outlets. I would have loved to be in the center in the front of the stage, but there was like no outlets there. So I had to settle for being on the side. But then I'm right in front of that speaker. That speaker is just hitting the mics of the camera. And I had like a smaller boom mic attached to the camera to try to help. But I don't know. I haven't spent some time yet, like listening back. So, but I know that audio could be so much better. So much better. And I saw Daniel's equipment. And so yeah, could you share like what was that equipment you were recording the sound with? Because it looked pretty compact, it looked pretty simple, but if you could share what was that equipment?
Yeah, so I used to play with audio engineering back in the day with FL Studios, which is kind of like Pro Tools for some of the audio video heads out here. But basically, I've had FL Studios for a while, and it comes with a plugin called ASIO, which is a professional audio recording and manipulation software. So basically, you can take almost any mic. You really want to get a good mic, so I had to get EGX. It's more of a podcast mic, but if you hook it up to some of that software, you can turn it into a street interview mic. And that's essentially the setup that I had ready to go. I tested it the night before to make sure everything was working. And I pretty much picked up most of the speakers at NFT NYC. I picked up the live performances and a lot of other things by doing that. So it's actually not that hard of a setup. It's more just a wired mic setup. And then I run the video streams separately. That way they're both from source and there's no lag time between the audio video. And then I just paste it and edit it later. It's really in my opinion, the best way to do it without spending thousands on a proper audio video setup. which eventually we'll do, but we did not have the time nor preparation ready to do so this year. Next year might be different, but it really comes down to just, I guess, knowing what software is out there to use and also how to use it. But I believe that it came out really good. Also, I sent you one of the pictures we took of the smaller event that we did at the end. I sent that to you, Valerie. And I'm going to send you a couple of more while we're in this space. So,
Oh, yeah, I see it in my DMs. These pictures are so good. If you're comfortable, feel free to put them in the comments. So you'll see a bubble chat at the bottom right, and you can post pictures in there so that way, like, everyone else can see them too. So feel free to do that. Thank you for sending that. And I will definitely look into that equipment. I got another question for you too. Um, what were you doing with internet? Were you connecting to the conference internet Wi-Fi? Were you bringing your own? Because Creators and I experimented as well. I bought a hotspot, portable hotspot from T-Mobile. Literally the day before I flew out, I went to their store. They set it up with me like real quick. You buy the device, it's like $150, and then you attach a SIM card to it, and you can get a certain amount of gigabytes on it. I told them what I would be doing, that this was going to be live streams, maybe up to 4 hours a day at the most. And yeah, so you just pay $50 per month to have that service connected, and they ask you for the zip code, like what's going to be like the zip code you'll be around the most. So I gave them right where Javits Center was, because I figured, okay, I'm probably going to be near that throughout the week. So it seemed to work okay. It probably was better than using the conference Wi-Fi or like the bar Wi-Fi, but it certainly wasn't the best. There was some lag, there was some graininess. So what were you using, if anything, Daniel?
yeah. So I've definitely been through this since I've traveled a lot of cities in the U.S. and I'm used to being in cities most of the time when I need hotspot. So typically, in New York City, especially, you have to think two things. So one, you have to think congestion, which is why the conference's Wi-Fi isn't going to be good, and any public New York City Wi-Fi is also just not going to be good. It's got the maximum amount of congestion a Wi-Fi network can have. So typically, I do stick to my cellular network. Even if you don't have 5G, you have 4G LTE or something. I work remotely mostly. I'm rarely home, so I have a setup where I have like 10 gigs of data on my cell plan, but I pay for 35 extra gigabytes of hotspot data, and I just use that as like a massive pool of data because I'm constantly on the move. So I really would just suggest using your phone, and then if you have an iPhone, you can actually plug a cable from your iPhone into your computer, especially if you have USB-C. And you can actually make your computer. You can turn on your hotspot, and your computer will think that it's a wired internet connection, and it actually hotspots over the wire to your computer instead of doing it over Bluetooth, which makes the lag time a lot less. That'll take care of that graininess if you're hotspotting. You want to wire into that.
Yo, Daniel with the alpha. I love that. Yes, and I've been learning recently about these USB-C ports, right, creators, because we've been preparing with our external SSDs for this rune stuff. And so like I took a deep dive into like the wires and the different types of USB-C. And so I totally understand what you mean now, Daniel, like about connecting to your phone to the laptop's probably going to be a lot better than connecting the hotspot through the Bluetooth. So
Yeah,
that was some alpha for me.
Your USB-C can pretty much do anything you want. Everything you saw that I had was connected through USB-C. And at home, I don't have a desktop computer. I take my gaming laptop and I plug it into my rig at my house, and I have two monitors that it connects to through a USB-C port. So the USB-Cs will do pretty much anything you want, including make your laptop a desktop if you really want it that way.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm excited. Let's go, Nashville. I think Nashville is going to be the next Web3 event for Bitcoin conference. So I think this is where I just might have to test that out.
No, you said you're
Okay.
going. So you're going to Nashville, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We got to get some funding secured. So, try not to pay out of pocket here, trying to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stoff and I will likely end up paying 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 a good amount in pocket, I'm sure. But we'll definitely be there. We can't wait. We're really excited. We did Bitcoin Miami last year. That was super fun. A lot of work, but super fun. Great people, and we can't wait to see what Nashville has in store for us this year. And
Y'all
especially
are
with us
inspiring
connected, I
me.
think we can do some fun stuff.
I feel very inspired right now. I also feel like I'm on Google. I'm like, is there a gear suitcase with battery pack connections for these two? Because I'm inspired now to like try and take my Roadcaster to Austin. And if there was like some sort of all compact air, it's like a suitcase on wheels, and then you could put your little laptop in there, your mics, it has like a battery connection. And I'm like looking, and there's some suitcases, but I'm like, where's the product demand for this? This We have an audience here that is in need of a suitcase that just houses all this stuff. We need to save the backs of our future degens doing the work for us. What is going on? So I'm taking notes now, because like when you were saying um, the ASO professional audio thing, I'm like thinking, okay, is that just like one of those little professional guitar output looking little driver things? Is that what you're hauling around?
No, it's actually a software on my laptop. So everything I need to do, instead of carrying around one of those and plugging in a bunch of mics and everything else, I can do a lot of this stuff over USB-C right to my laptop, and then my software will take care of the rest. I do have a board for that stuff. I have a DJ board, MPC, a couple other things, but honestly, hauling those around gets way more complex. So once you start doing that, now you're into 2 and 3 bags, and then if you got to take flights, now you're up. Now you're racking up those luggage charges. The best thing to do for travel is to design a rig that's as compact as possible. And somehow I managed to fit 40 pounds in a small backpack. Um, but yeah, I'm probably honestly going to build my own luggage case at this point, because I'm so sick of trying to
I was
find
about
something
to
that's
say,
big. I might just build my own. I've done it before, but I've never had this much equipment that I've had to haul around at once, because I'm actually a software engineer. I really don't even do media full time. So it's like I have to haul around all of my stuff when I go somewhere, not just like one
I wish
half.
you
I
had
got
a
to do two.
picture. Take a picture of your equipment and put in the comments, because I would love to see like the what you're hauling on your poor little back.
I will. I'll
I'm
leave a list.
imagining you
I'll
as
leave a
like,
little list of what goes in my backpack, and it's going to appall you guys. You guys are going to be
like
appalled at the
imagining
amount
you
of weight
carrying
that we lug around.
like a
And Kyle does it
Ghostbusters.
too. Stuff definitely carries. He showed up. He flew to New York. He goes, "Yeah, I got 3 bags." Yo, wait, 3 bags? So you're going to be here for a week?
Well,
So
that's
he
that,
came packed
that's
too.
not true, because I was in New York for 3 weeks because I came
You're
up for
welcome.
my
You're
birthday.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
came for my birthday. I got to give him the down home New York tour, so that was super fun. But yeah, he showed up with 3 bags. I was like, "What did you bring?" And then I lifted one of them and I asked him how many rocks he packed. You know,
there's quite a bit of rocks and tripods and cameras. But yeah, no, it gets tiring. And the year before was awful, because like Daniel was like walking around with his laptop and like a tote bag, and I had
yeah. Oh
all
my god, I remember that now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was wild. I can't believe I did
I
that.
I had all my stuff, right, and like we literally walked 15 miles in a day, and I was beat. And they're like, "Oh, no, we're going to this club. We're going here. We're going here." I'm like, "Guys, can we please like go to the Airbnb?" I'm dying here, and no one's like, "No. We're just gonna keep going. We'll go in early." And all of a sudden, 3-4 a.m. We're like crawling back to the Airbnb in New York. So we definitely did over a marathon the year prior. So thankful we didn't have to do that again this year, but that was brutal.
Okay. So that explains why you bought the Times Square hotel this time and didn't let me do the Airbnb, because I was down to truck it the whole way. I was about to give you that. Hey man, you got to get used to New York. So yeah, definitely the first time he came here for the conference last year, we made him walk all over New York City, from end to end, pretty much, and we took almost no subways for like 5 days. So Kyle got his he got his leg day for like the next 3 years.
Oh my goodness, guys! I got blisters. I didn't. This is stuff we don't talk about. I got blisters on both of my feet, and it's my damn fault because I wear slippers out here with no back, right? Like just some little slippers, y'all, all around with socks. So I'm not used to anything rubbing on the back of my ankle. So I'm out here wearing boots, these cute little boots, right? Because they go with the outfit, like Valerie said. I'm right there with her. I cannot front. All right. If the shoes don't look that good, I'm willing to sacrifice a little pain. So anyway, I just had to say, yeah, I came back with some blisters. I still got them. They're healing. Nature is healing, but yeah, that was interesting running around the city. Paper, I know, like is really good at directions, and like he was like, yeah, you will never get lost with me in the city, which I really appreciate because I do get very lost and confused and turn around. Even if I've been there a bunch of times, it's just yeah, it's an adventure. But yeah, Uber really, I think, was who came out on top of this week. I don't know about y'all.
Oh my god, the amount of money that I fucking spent on Ubers is crazy. You got to take a taxi. You got to take a taxi or the train if you're in New York. And cabs in New York are great, authentic experience. You hop in, you tell them the corners, and you say, "Let's fucking go," and they just go.
I have to give a +1 and a -1 to that. So obviously, yeah, you're spot on with the you should take train. And I was telling Stop that I was like, bro, let's take trains. Let's stop taking Ubers. No, I'm just gonna get an Uber. I was, dude, you're in New York. You can't tourist New York. It'll be very expensive if you do that. So like, yeah, we did do a lot of Ubering. We definitely spent a lot more money on this one than I personally ever have. I would not have done a week in New York City for over like maybe 1,500. So the fact I spent thousands of dollars, that was a lot. New York City can definitely eat you up if you let it. But
Bro, I got an Uber from Latin Harlem all the way to Staten Island. Like, put that in
okay,
your
that's
fucking
not.
smoothie.
I would. I also had my car in New York City this time around. But I was not stupid enough to drive with that new Lower Manhattan congestion tax that they have going on. It's like $23 for me to bring my car. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be at like $300 in tolls by the time I get out of New York, and I'm never gonna find parking. Finding parking in New York's like trying to eat rocks. You can do it. It's not gonna taste good or go well, but you can do it. But yeah, I mean, I'm super happy to know that there's other people from New York at that event that can help you guys out. If ever you guys are in New York and also need any help, feel free also to reach out to me. I'm usually like the designated tour guide for any of the groups that come with me. And I've been managing to, unfortunately, have to, every time someone new comes to the city, run all around the city and show them everything I've shown everybody else in the past. It's great. I've seen the bull statue like 19 times. I've been to Wall Street like 27 times. Don't get me started on Times Square. I could sit there and fall asleep. But yeah, so if you guys need help in New York City at all, obviously Paper, thanks for helping them, man. It's fucking awesome. But feel free to reach out as well if you're ever in there. Any of you guys?
Appreciate that, and I will definitely mark you down as my New York friend. For any of that. I do think I want to make sure before we forget, we talk about how on day 2, or was it day 1? No, yeah, we did talk about how we moved into the temple day 1 yesterday, but then on day 2, I don't, did we hang out at the temple? Did we meet up with you guys? I'm trying to remember now what we even did. Okay, because we talked about the brunch, y'all, and we got stuck talking about the brunch, but we did talk about the performance, right, which I've had up here. So we got 2 things that were on the agenda we talked about. The third thing, we went to this meetup, the V Friends wine meetup, for very quickly. We were only there for a little while. Actually, before this, we went to Nolcha. So after the performance, we went and dropped off some stuff at our friend Beto's house. And then we met up for some Mexican food with Janine and Nama Posniak. And then we also were then joined by Stoff and Daniel there for some Mexican food. Love it. You know, I'm a Mexican. I'm always down to eat some Mexican food. And it was actually authentic. It was a real Mexican dude taking the order, making the food. So happy. I was very happy to eat because we didn't eat very well that day. But then we went to Nolcha, and I have no photos of Nolcha pulled up, so sorry, you'll just have to imagine it. It was fun. It was cool. There was like
Would you like me to
multiple
send you one,
floors.
or
What's
would you like me
that?
to send you one? Would you like me to send you one?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Y'all, Daniel, come through. All right, Daniel's got a photo
All
somewhere.
right,
It sounds
let
like.
me. I can't make any promises. I will sift through the hundreds of photos and see what I can find.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go. All right, so we got Nolcha. We did brunch with Gigi. We did the performance with Perspectives and Eunice. Then we went to eat some food. Then we went to Nolcha, and then we went to V Friends, the V Friends wine meetup, which I didn't even know about or RSVP to, but Val got me in as her plus one. So shout out to Val for being prepared. And shout out to the V Friends for hosting. I am part of that community. I got a OG Ox, which is so appropriate because I love OG Kush and all OGs really. If you know what I'm talking about. And we'll talk about the Blunts at Brunch later on Saturday. By the way, come back for that discussion. Let's see. So we went to this cool wine thing, and this is where I had my second drink of the week. I actually had half of a wine glass there because I figured, it's a wine event. It's Gary's wine. It's supposed to be real good. I'll try it. It was good, I guess. Good enough, memorable-ish. And then after that, I don't know if we want to talk about that too much about the event. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. They had free.
I mean,
drinks.
you just blew over the Veto experience because that was my first time meeting Veto. You blew over the Mexican food. Like, I mean, that was actually pretty bomb, and like also an awesome like intimate dinner with each other. And you just blew over the Nolcha, which there was some cool things. That was my first Nolcha show, and that was like probably the most people that were like literally trying to take off my kimono from my back and be like, I want this. I need this. People were going crazy for our merch, especially at the Nolcha party. I don't know about you, creators, but like it was happening to me. People were literally trying to take it off my back.
Or they're just trying to get your clothes.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. It could be either or, but I think since we're such nice, well-behaved people, it was probably the robe. They were obsessed with a robe because they were pretty cute robes, I gotta say. And we're working on getting them out so other people can order them and all that stuff. But we never really meant for it to be that. We were just trying to look cool and rock our cryptode, and there's layers to this stuff. But yeah, I'm happy to hear that you had such good reception. People did like it. They did like mine as well, I gotta say. I don't know if I got as many compliments as you did, Val, but I wasn't counting. But
I mean, that was literally why we missed the Uber. So like we were trying to leave the Nolcha party to go to the secret wine party, and we ended up running into Giancarlo, who also does his spaces. He's part of the V Friends community, and for whatever reason our apps weren't working the best, and he's like, "Oh, mine's working, so I'll call it for us." So I was like, "Okay, great." And like we probably left at like the peak of the party. Like it started getting popping. Like at first when we showed up, we're like, oh, okay, it's cool. Didn't really see too many people I knew or really wanted to like conversate with. But like on our way out, nonstop, people are like, hey, this, hey, that, hey, that. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? And like that was the moment too. I said bye to like Daniel and Stoffax. I was like, okay, we're gonna go on to the next one. And they're like, oh, we're gonna stay here. And they also have an epic story from Nolcha. and I'll let them share right after. But yeah, on the way out, people were like stopping me nonstop, and literally, there was a guy who was just like, I know merch. He's like, the pattern, the type of material the kimono is. He's like, I need to know your source. Like, he was like upset. He's like, literally, can I have this? Like, do you have more? And I was like, no, bro, this is one of one. This is a prototype. And he's like, well, how much? How much? And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, creators, we need to have our merch store on a QR code like right now, because literally nonstop. I mean, it was great. It was great to get all the support and people like literally willing to buy some of this custom merch creators and I have done. So yeah, it was great feedback. But yeah, we ended up missing the cab, and Giancarlo like was like, fuck it, I'm leaving these chicks. And he ditched us and went. I know he tried to wait, but those calves, they're just gonna go off and without you. So we ended up seeing him later. He apologized. I apologized because I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. You were super nice getting the cab for us, and your app worked. Ours didn't. Like I felt really bad. But yeah, these people were going wild at Nolcha, guys. Like, I don't know. Creators, do you want to say anything more about that before we hear from Daniel and Kyle, their crazy story at Nolcha?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just opened up my photos app on my computer, so it's about to be on now. Also, we're gonna wind down the room in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes. Let's give ourselves another 20 minutes, because then I do gotta go get some food going. But here's the photo I found from Nolcha. Okay, this is what I have on my phone. I have my claim check for coat check. All right, and then I've got this photo of OX CEO, which I guess I met that person there and I wasn't getting reception, so I took a screenshot. There's a tip for you guys. If you're not getting reception, trying to follow somebody, just take a screenshot. Go back to it later. And then I got these photos of Nama and this guy, I can't remember his name right now, but who's that? Darius. Yes, Darius. And then I took a photo of them, and then that's it. So this is my Nolcha experience right here. Here. I took no photos of myself or anything else, I guess. Oh well. But I do want to say, before we go to Daniel and Stoff's a story about Nolcha, I just wanted to give a shout out to Moon Grew, who was up here earlier and had their hand up, and we totally didn't go to it. So sorry about that. Please come back up if you want. And then also I just saw Kenzie AI came up, and so I just want to say what's up. Welcome to the chat.
Thanks. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say hello. Hi. Yeah. It's really great to hear your experiences of NFT NYC. I was not there in person, but I was there in spirit and artwork. So it's been really cool to hear people's stories. I am miles and miles away. Creatress, I think, did you have something in the Palm Network at Loom Studios?
Yes,
I did too. So that was we were in that same chat. So was that a lovely night? Was that a cool night?
Oh my gosh, I actually wasn't there for April 1st. We talked about that yesterday, how I had my work shown at the Oculus on April 1st through One Love, and then also at Loom by PalmDAO also on April 1st. And I honestly didn't get to go because I didn't get in until April 2nd in the morning. So I'm not sure how it went, but I saw photos and it looked beautiful. So it looked like it was a really good night. So congratulations.
Yeah, the gallery's amazing. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, I was just saying congratulations. I'm excited that you came in, and I super cool that we got to show on the same exhibition together.
Yeah, I've keep seeing your name and work around, and so it's really nice to connect with you and hear your stories of the NFT NYC. It sounded like everybody was there and that it was a great time. So somebody actually did a live feed for me from Loom on Friday. I was in two of the exhibitions on Friday as well, and somebody did a live feed on their phone for me, and it was just so great to get the vibe and the experience and see some people It sort of felt like real life, but not really, but just miles away. But that was really, really great. But it would be so cool to do more live feeds. I think when I first came in, you guys were talking about that, about live feeds and about how little there were, and it would be it'd be such an incredible experience for people that can't make it for whatever reason to have the odd thing. I know it's about meeting in real life, but some of us can't make it. So, but congratulations on all of your work as well that you had shown, and your performance is fantastic. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. And yeah, let's definitely keep connecting. We're gonna be doing spaces every day this week to talk about the different days that we have. So like I mentioned, today's day 2. I know Daniel's giving me like, oh my gosh face. Yeah, I know it might sound like a lot, but here's my reasoning. We were in New York for a whole week. I think doing, dedicating an hour or so to recapping what we went through is not so bad. And I love to take notes, and I'm gonna write blogs about each day. So this also helps me get like my shit together. So yeah. Okay, with that, I want to go to, I don't know who's going to tell the story, Daniel or Stoff, but I also did find another photo. I found another photo from Nolcha, and this was by Valerie. Looks like we met some girlies out there right before we left. Also, I think they stopped us because of the robes too. So shout out to
Yes. Yes, literally on the way out, nonstop people just like stopping us, like, oh my god. And I think because like the lights from Nolcha too, they've got like a lot of like of the laser lights and stuff, like it just, people were like, wow, your stuff's really reflective. And I didn't even realize it, but I guess so, yeah, when you got like the right lighting and stuff like that, they can be really reflective. But yeah, I'll let Daniel and Kyle take over and share their Nolcha experience. I saw that they posted some videos and photos in the comments. I'm not sure, maybe Daniel also maybe DM'd you a special video if you want to share it. But yeah, if you want to put it on the screen, creators, go in the comments, and
Oh,
they got some awesome
I
content.
just I just decided to just post it under there. I am gonna remove that photo in that video because I'm gonna be making a public post that we can kind of get some attention to if I write it in a different way. It's more of just kind of alpha for just the people in the space. I'll be removing it before I leave the space. So yeah, down there. So basically, I'm gonna wind up with how we got there. So we're all chilling. We're not sure what events we're gonna go to, and this was right before Valerie happily walked through an ice cold puddle with sandals on the way to such an event. And we're getting in there. We're going in. We're ready to do media or whatever it is. And it turns out to be this wildly huge event with a bunch of people there, and there's a lot of cool projects there. Cool people showed up. And Kyle actually, or Stuff, happened to know people at that party. And I could say I was a stranger at that party. It was the happening part, the happening party, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. But the best part of it came about when Stoff met some of his Bitcoin frogs friends, and I'll let him take the rest of that.
Yeah, so for those that went to the Havening, it was like a multi-ordinal community party, and frogs were one of them. I'm a holder of several, and also like Bitcoin whales, and I think there was like Famojis and Pizza Ninjas and a couple others. And of course, I'm hopping in Discord, where all my frogs are at, and I'm checking in to see who's there. And all of a sudden, like, we're all just riveting at the bar, and Frog Toshi comes up and ribbits, and like we all riveted, got a sign of approval, and then all of a sudden we're all up in VIP. Frog Toshi bought us a bottle of Grey Goose, and we're kicking it right there, yelling, losing my voice to just excessive rivets. So I had a really good time with that. Definitely hurt my voice the next day, but yeah, rivet, yeah, to everyone there. But yeah, it was cool, like all that stuff. Exactly. But yeah, it was interesting because that was like for me like the first time, and it was also like for the next day, I guess. The first time that I met a lot of the Oni crew as well. So like, just getting together with the people that you've been in like vibing with and, enjoying time, making alpha plays and all that, making money with online. It's good to finally like connect with in person and be able to share your experience there. So yeah, that was that was our night. And then we went somewhere else with you both. We met up. I forget where that was, but it was with oh my gosh, I put more pictures in the chat. I I'm gonna draw a blank here, but I believe it was
LFG party.
yeah, New Friend Tech, the LFG party, yes. And we were there for that, and he was playing some of the Fortnite songs that Gabe Moncayo dances to in the Oni group. So I had to take a video and send that over to him. So shout out to all the Oni in the Enclave and Gabe for getting that song stuck in my head. I have a video of that somewhere, but I'll have to find that and dig more. Oh, also, Moon Grew, I love your PFP. I wish I got a dragon mask, but that is super sick. I love the aesthetic of that. And yeah, I'll pass it over.
Shout out
Ribbit.
to the Oni crew. Yeah, Ribbit. I was gonna say, Creatress, you should also share how we got into that party, because none of us, or maybe it was only you who did have a ticket, but there was a long line and it was raining and there was one white tarp tent. And I'll let you take it from there, Creatures.
Okay, a magician doesn't usually reveal her secrets, but if I must, um, yeah. So we're walking up. I'm really cold, guys. This was like day 2 when it was still rainy and cold, right? So I'm really cold, and I'm not used to cold, right? So and my feet hurt, I think, because I think I was wearing like the boots, the new boots that I said. Anyway, um, and these are like rain walking boots. So it's not like I'm trying to wear like high heeled boots or anything. All right. It's not like that. They're just new. And anyway, so I'm walking up there and I'm like, all right, we don't have that much time to work with because we got all these other events that we want to go to. Right. We said, no, we're going to do Nolcha. Then we're going to do the wine party. Then we're going to go to our event that we were supposed to be co-hosting, LFG, right? But we didn't have any responsibilities to take care of at that event. So it was okay. All right. We weren't like effing off or anything. It was fine. Okay. But still, we had 3 events to hit. It was already like 7 or something or 8 when we were eating. So I knew we had to move quick. So as we walk up, I'm surveying the situation. I'm like, is there going to be a long line? No invites thousands of people. It seems like, so I'm like, there's probably going to be a line. I actually performed at their event last year. So I know how they get a big venue and it's a whole thing. So I'm looking out and I'm like, looks like there's a line. And then we're all like, oh shoot, there's a line, right? As we're walking up. And then mind you, I don't have an umbrella. I'm trying to shield my hair and my outfit and all the crap, right? With this like folded up Oni banner that Valerie.
Oh my God, the banner.
Yeah, the Valerie was like lugging around everywhere, and that she like basically took from one of the Oni events that was left behind, right? A souvenir that's been around for a long time. There's layers to this. We won't go into that.
I don't even think Link knows that story. That's a story from another time, though.
Yeah. We'll talk about the side stories. We'll do a whole show about side stories, and then we'll just like go into different side stories. That's okay. Stay tuned for that one. Okay, so I'm up there. I'm holding up this folded up like vinyl banner, right, as an umbrella. I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, is there going to be a line? Because this banner is not going to hold up. It's already wet. And then I see there's a line, and then I see these people just kind of cut in front of us, and they're like talking to the security, right, from the outside of the rope or whatever. They're like, hey, where do we go in through? We got the like re-entry thing. We're just trying to come back in. And I heard, I immediately perked up when I hear that. And I'm like, oh, this is our chance. This is our shot. So I walk up and I stand right behind them, and I walk right behind them as if I was with them. And I'm like, Valerie, come over here. Like, I'm like, come on, guys. And we all walked in through the area where people are like, who already had stamps, walked in through, and Daniel apparently was like trying to hide his stuff. So he was like almost got denied because he was too slow. So anyway, that's how we got in, and I'm not ashamed because I was only there for a little bit and I didn't have, it didn't hurt anybody. It only helped everybody stay warm and dry. So that's the story.
So I want to mention this from the perspective of the person who was in the back of the line, since I was trying to stay behind with Valerie, and then when you said, "Come on, Valerie," she ran in front of me, and I was the last person in the line, and Stoff was already in, and you were already in, and I walked up mad awkwardly, and one of y'all somebody was smoking something, and the guy tried to press me about it, and I was like, "No, bro," and then he like held me back and then let me go anyway. I didn't know where I was entering. I just followed where you guys went, and I accidentally budged like 30 people. And I was like, oops, okay, too late. But really, I had to hide my my pocket knife. I always carry a pocket knife with me because I live north of the city, and it's legal to do so up here everywhere. But in New York City, is absolutely it's 100% illegal to carry a pocket knife in New York. Number two, they were padding, and most of the time they wouldn't find it where I put it, but unfortunately, where they were padding, they would have. So I had to like hide it, and that's just something I do, and I'm used to doing that. But yeah, you guys ran in without me, and I was like, guys, and they're already inside, and I'm like, guys, and like, you guys are lucky I got in. I would have been so tight.
Oh my gosh. See, I was trying to like tell everybody, but like I was hoping it would be a telephone game. Like I'd be like, "Hey Val, hurry up!" And then she would try to be like, "Hey," you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be like so obvious that we were slinking around. So I'm sorry about that, Dan. But I also am glad it all worked out really well, and he got in.
It was fine. I mean, they're not going to turn anyone down anyway. Honestly, they're just looking for people to have tickets. Those bouncers aren't even really usually part of the projects. They're usually just there to do a job. So if you just talk to them long enough, there's a good bet you're getting into any event. And honestly, sorry, that's just the way it is. It's usually the way New York is in general. They're just there to do a job. They're not there to hassle you about whether you have an NFT or not. They probably don't even know what one is.
Oh, so true, so true. Keegan and I have a story of a crazy party we got access to. We actually saw a link there. I think it was Saturday night, but I'll save it for our Saturday stories recap. But it's so true. Yeah, these these guys, they're just hired. They're normies. They don't know, so they're just like, okay, yeah, all right, you know. But we felt pretty VIP cutting those 30 plus people in line waiting in the rain. So sorry if you were one of those people and you saw us go through, but like Richard said, we were only there for just a moment. And, Kyle was a paying customer. He bought us some drinks after. So, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that too.
Oh my gosh, gentleman and a scholar. All right, and with that, we're gonna skip over the Gary Vee party because well, I mean, we're not gonna skip over it. Look, here's a photo from it. Look, I'm giving y'all some photos. It was fun. Look, here's Val with Sean of the Smith, our homie, who wanted to be here today, but it is past his bedtime. He's a sunrise photographer, y'all, and he lives in New Jersey. So for him, he needs to really go to sleep early. He wanted to come here, but this is him. This is the dude. And he was there at my performance on day 3, which we'll talk about tomorrow, not today. But yeah, he was there. Shout out to Andy, and I'm not sure who this guy is behind us, but I think he's a V friend.
He's that the guy you're pointing to is a legend. Point to him again. Yeah, go. Yeah. That is a legend. Shout out to Top Shot. Top Shot. This is Top Shot, guys. If you're in the Oni crew, if you own the Beeple Dirty Stained Underwear, you know what I'm talking about. We got a secret Dirty Beeple Underwear chat for everybody who went to Beeple's CryptoPunks party back in December of 2023. So Top Shot's a big time art collector. He's freaking awesome. He's super humble, and I don't get to see him in person so much. So it was awesome to see him. And then this is Victor. Victor. He's also a really good guy who is known to take notes at VCon. Everybody knows that he's the note taker master and shares these notes to everybody from all the speakers. And then yeah, you got Sean, who's part of the Pizza DAO, and it was my first time really absorbing and meeting him. Apparently, we have been in the same room, but really never took the time to be like, oh, hi, I'm Valerie. Hi, I'm Sean. So that was pretty cool. And then this is, oh my God, with the wine glass. His name is escaping me. Why? It starts with an S. He's one of the.
I was hoping you would know because I do not. I'm just looking through the photos.
Oh my God, I don't know why. I'm literally brain farting. It's literally at the tip of my tongue. And
Salamander,
no, but he is a sorcerer scholar, which is one
Ooh.
of the VFriend characters where he actually got hired with Gary V, and so he's actually part of the Gary V team. He also has a World of Women and makes these awesome wow green healthy juices. He brought them over to VCon a couple years ago, and he is a professional chef. He was on Hell's Kitchen competition. And yeah, he's just like a great overall guy. And I feel terrible that I'm brain farting on his name. And I don't know why. And I'm hoping Keegan will come up and say what his name is because he deserves his name to be said.
Say my name, say my name. No one is around.
But if I remember, I'm gonna say it. I know it starts with an S. I don't know why. Like I want to say Sakazuki, but that's the NFT thing that we were talking about. So I know it's something similar. So I don't know what the freak is wrong with my brain right now. It's not computing correctly.
It's all good. We forgive you because none of us here know either. So it's all good. Let's go to the next thing. And then coming right up here, we'll skip. Oh, here we go. Another coat check. Another coat check. Of course, another coat check. Thing.
Oh yeah, the coat checks were like $5-10 everywhere you went.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a tax for being cold. Sakari. His name is Sakari. Thanks for the comment, Keegan.
Oh my God, Sakari. Yep. Yes. Apologies, Sakari, but Sakari is a G. He's one of my good friends, and I'm over here like can't remember his name.
Do you know my name? It also starts with an S.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
Sarai.
All right, all right. I wasn't sure because you didn't remember Sakari, and you're saying these with your friends. So just want to make sure. All right. Anyway, so they gave out Bitcoin hoodies at the LFG event. I believe I brought one back to the temple for paper. So we got matching hoodies now.
I snuck it in Walu's bag because he didn't get to go to too many stuffs.
Aw, you're so nice, paper. What? That's sweet. Walu is really sweet. That guy, he's a nice one. So I'm glad. Okay, so I'm glad that okay, we got a Bitcoin hoodie for Walu in the at this place. I feel like they probably have a bunch of Bitcoin hoodies still left at PubKey. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But we hosted an event at PubKey, and the LFG peeps brought a lot of Bitcoin hoodies to that, and when we left there were still a lot of Bitcoin hoodies there. So yeah, anyway, these are some photos from the event that I took. We had Motivate on the decks, closing out the night. My homie, I took a bunch of photos and videos, so this is kind of just like the vibe that was in there. There's Val and Kyle. Oh my gosh, look, Val and Kyle. They were talking up a storm. Sheesh. I don't know how y'all were talking with all that music happening, but I got some photos because y'all looked cool. Here's you again. Look at you guys. So hot right now.
I love this. And like eventually those feather boas probably weren't like the best quality, because they were like a lot of them. But we brought them home, and those orange feathers ended up being all over the Airbnb. I found a couple in my suitcase. Yeah. So we left a little trail.
You guys were shedding.
We were shedding. Yeah.
You were molting, right?
Yeah. Next time, higher quality boas. If you're gonna do boas at your events, get some high quality shit that's not gonna be shedding all over the place. Shedding all over the place. That's funny. Anyway. Yeah, here's some more photos from the event. That one, I left us on a very. It was. I don't know who took these photos, but at least this one came out okay.
Oh, there's Eva too. Eva's part of the LFG crew. She was awesome to work with, so it was pretty cool. It came together pretty good. Ooh, what is that picture of the wine bottle?
Oh, this was a Coat Check Girls like Venmo thing. So if anybody wants to tip the Coat Check girl from LFG thing, I think I took a picture of it so I would remember to tip her, which right now I'm remembering I should do right now. See, this is why I take photos of things.
Just tip her 2 weeks later.
I'm sure she'll appreciate it regardless. And then that's it. And that's the end of the night. Cause see, this is the next day. I think we thought about going to Pudgy. I never made it to Pudgy. I did get a ticket, but anyway.
Yeah, man.
That's the end of day one. I mean, that's the end of day two, guys. Here, let's go back through the photos. Yeah.
This is good. The vibe.
Well, I think this was a video. Let me see if I can play this video, but it's so dark. Yeah. But that was kind of the vibe in there. It was cool. It was the open bar, all that fun stuff. You know?
Daniel, didn't you connect with the bartender? Daniel too. Like Daniel's a multi, talented. He's not just a dev. He's a production and camera crew, sound, audio engineer, and then also he's does biz dev amongst other things. But I saw Daniel connected with the bartender, and when I went up to bar, I was like, oh, did he know this guy? Because they were like talking like they were best friends already.
Oh, we're friends now. I connected with the bouncer, the bartender, and the owner, which is typically what I do at events because I work locally in New York with a lot of the music scene in New York State. So I usually make friends at event venue owners anyway, just for the network wise stuff. But they also want to see the content that we shoot, and it helps them just as much as it helps us, and it helps the event organizers as well. So kind of a cool thing to do. But yeah, usually bartenders are the first. Like normally there's a bartender I spot at every venue that just they just have it, and they're usually that bartender that makes the place what it is. And that guy had the energy, so we connected and we were talking for quite some minute. I got his personal contact, and yeah, definitely will be following up with him.
Nice. You and Creatress, the closers. You guys close deals. You guys do business on the go. Yeah, not everyone has those talents. You guys, it comes natural to you both.
Hey, we always be closing. That's what they say. ABC. Let's go. Okay, and speaking of the closing, we're closing down the room, y'all. We went through all of the day. This actually, I hit it even day one. Guys, look, here's the day one photos. This was the first time I went to that dispensary that we ended up having the blunts and brunch at. Here's Vettel there, who's my photographer, videographer, filmmaker, friend. She's amazing. So yeah, this was actually day one from yesterday. And then here's the flyer that we initially had. And then I told Paper Boot about it, and he was like, oh, let's do it. So that flyer evolved naturally. And yeah, here's a little quick clip from Loom, day one, the Tezos event that we met up with Paper Boot at. Yeah, this was day one. We almost didn't even make it out here, but we did. And we saw Sean there and Quantum Spirit. And then here's Mike Nash. This was, I think, like really late night once we had already gotten to the Airbnb and went and got some Indian food. So I thought it looked really nice how he was in front of the cherry blossom tree. So
yeah, that's a good photo. I remember that.
Yeah, those are great pictures.
I'll have to send them to him sometime. Should have taken some of you guys too, but anyway, there. And I think that must have been late night too, where we were standing around. And I think this was my day two outfit or something. Yeah, I think that was my day two outfit. And yeah, here's some more photos from the brunch. Popple, GG, Link, Morunda, love them.
What were you getting into that day, Paper Buddha? Because obviously we saw you later, but what were you getting into?
I had to run over to East Harlem and take care of some city business, and then went down and hung out with my Solana fam for a while. But then went back to the Airbnb and waited for GeekMyth and traded a bunch of shitcoins. It's shitcoin season, so I was sitting there with my hotspot doing my thing.
The hotspot. Sounds like the hotspot's the way to go, huh? Do you take a hotspot everywhere, Paper?
Just on my phone. I just switch it, just like Homie was saying, just switch it over to hotspot mode and plug her in.
Okay, I hear you. I like it.
Because you saw my little laptop. I had the weight problem that you guys did too, and then trimmed it down to just a laptop and a phone. And I really don't need to bring the laptop now that everything is in Telegram. Like all the trading is in Telegram, so you can just bring your phone.
I like it. Well, you could just bring your phone if you're just doing trading, but if you're trying to live stream, probably want to get the laptop. But yes, I feel you.
You don't want to share my nasty ass AirPod, and you could take one and I could take one and we could talk into it?
Yeah, maybe one day. We'll see. I got my own. But yeah, guys, I could be here all night. Truly, I would love to hear more. But I gotta go figure out what's for dinner. So please come back tomorrow. Let me actually. Oh my gosh, I was actually prepared today, and I scheduled tomorrow's space. So let me pin that up while Val gives us some closing thoughts.
Yes, so this was an awesome space. Apologies. We've like rescheduled the space a couple of times because we're in the middle of trying to keep up and understand some coding with the Bitcoin core nodes and the upcoming runes drop. So trying to balance the two, make sure we handle that and also make sure we handle our show. But I definitely want to remind everyone, I think we definitely need to talk about this more. We have a giveaway going on right now for your chance to win $100 in Bitcoin. So I'm going to post it up, but it's also in the comments with the instructions. And this is part of our grant. So if you love everything we're doing, all the content we've been creating, hosting these spaces, it would do us a huge favor if you enter into this giveaway, because we are tracking how many people enter this so we can report these numbers to uh, ICP, which is who granted us this grant. And so yeah, you're gonna create your ICP internet identity. The link is right there. You're just gonna click that. You can do this on your computer browser or on your phone browser. No app required. You're going to get a string of 7 numbers, and all we want you to do is just tweet that 7 numbers, and with the hashtag ICP raffle 4. So pretty simple, pretty easy. The last step is you can get inside our open chat. There's a QR code for that. And open chat is just ICP's version of Telegram. Also, no app required. So you just log in with that ICP ID you got. You're right in there, and we can actually give the winner the token right through that chat. Really simple, very secure. And yeah, we'll be announcing the winners next Tuesday, April 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, or when's Monday? That's a Monday, April 16th. So make sure you enter. And yeah, you'll be doing us a favor, showing us that you support, but then also yourself a favor because you may win. And we will have one last giveaway after. We will have ICP Raffle 5 the last week. So if you don't win this round, you'll be entered. You'll be qualified for the next round. So enter now. Don't forget, do it now. But I see Daniel, your hand is up.
I was just
What's
going to
up?
offer, if anybody needs help getting set up with internet identity and open chat, feel free to reach out to either I or Stop XCap. We're pretty familiar with the process, and we're more than happy to offer some tech assistance whenever needed. So yeah, feel free to reach out, guys, and thanks for your support.
Yes, shout out to Daniel, Kyle. They've also been awarded some grants with ICP. ICP stands for Internet Computer Protocol. They are a decentralized cloud storage service and offer really, really low, cheap gas fees, barely even noticeable because they got something awesome called the reverse gas model. Basically, this is where the devs upload their smart contracts called canisters and they upload them with funds. So it's really the devs who pay the gas and not really the user. So pretty awesome that they do that. Makes it super simple to transact with ordinals and Ethereum collections. So take a look if you're an artist looking for cheap ways to release collections. Take a look if you're a developer and looking to get grants and build on top of this ecosystem. Take a look if you are an educator, content creator, event planner, because they're awesome people to help get people to understand what's going on over there. They're pretty dope, and we wouldn't be saying it if we didn't believe in the technology. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And they're one of the few that are actually funding people like us, not just devs. Shout out to the devs. They do a lot of work. But as we've said before, it takes the relationship between the devs and people who bring the culture. So if you're doing the art, if you're doing the event planning, if you're creating content, if you're making threads, it's because of you that this goes mainstream, right? So it takes that relationship. So shout out to Internet Computer Protocol for sponsoring our trip out to New York and yeah, supporting us ladies with there's layers to this. And yeah, I'll bring it over to let's go to Kyle. Any last thoughts? And then we'll go to Daniel right after that.
Yeah. So I just saw Creatress quote tweeted our we're going to be doing a giveaway for the Bitcoin halving. So we're going to be giving out like a free 3D asset. So it'll be like avatar or VRM that will be Bitcoin themed. So if you're interested in that, it's in like below in the comments here. It's free to enter. You will also need an ICP wallet. So we're gonna basically do the largest giveaway that we could possibly, depending on the signups, to transact and give people a 3D VRM asset that they can use and take from world to world, as long as it's like integrated to those metaverses for logins. So would love to have as many people sign up as possible. I would love it if we could have it as big as rune stones on ordinals, but I doubt we'll get that big. But if we did, it would be very cheap for us to do that as devs. We just pay the cycles, and then you pay no fees to get that free asset. So tell your friends if they're interested in assets like that. So yeah, be a free collectible to pay homage to the Bitcoin halving block 840,000. So yeah, thank you so much for having me up here too. It's been a pleasure. And also, real quick, I want to say shout out to you for your bucket hats that you made. I wore it all day on day 3. So I have it here by me, but love your merch. So thank you.
You get an award for wearing that bucket hat all day, Kyle. Thank you. We worked hard on those hats, and I'm glad you got to have one of those. Yeah, shout out to everybody who got the merch. And also, yeah, y'all, I put this I put your giveaway in the comments. So if anybody here wants that free NFT, I'm guessing it's going to be on ICP, right? On the ICP blockchain. Right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll just need to the form is pretty self-explanatory. It's a Google form. I put a video in there for how to sign up for a plug wallet. But if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help. So
heck yeah, thank you for offering that. So we got 2 things going on, guys. We got 2 giveaways. We got $100 worth of Bitcoin, right, that we're giving away. Right? And all the directions are in the comments here. There's a whole like graphic with all the directions, and then I also wrote them out. Right? Okay, so if you have any questions, let us know. But then there's this free NFT that you can get, and it's completely free. I don't think there's no fees at all, as we've been assured. So if you want to get your first free NFT on ICP. Start, you know, making your collection over there too. Check that out. So you're welcome. I didn't even know that was happening. I just happened to find it right now as I was looking at stuff's you know, profile. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, other than that, no, y'all come back. Paper, do you want to say anything before we go? Any last words?
I look forward to hanging out with everyone tomorrow.
Hey, let's go. All right, then with that, everybody
Daniel,
have a-
wait, we gotta make
Oh,
it over to
Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel, please, Dan the man. Any last thoughts?
Hey guys, thanks so much for having us up. Kyle, easy on telling people the developer pays for stuff and it's cheap. Hey, don't make me start billing you. Yeah, no, thanks guys for everything. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys so much for your support, to the Oni team especially. I just want to kind of shout out Kyle here real quick, StuffX, because he's been a big fan of the Oni team for a long time, since before even I met him. And for him following through with all the connections he's made with you guys have been a great group. I'm excited to explore what synergies we can all have together as we learn to work together. But yeah, we're standing tall over here. We look forward to future connections and great events, great stuff, great spaces. We'll be happy to do much more with you guys. Thanks so much.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, make sure you guys, if you guys can make it tomorrow, we're gonna run this up again and talk about day 3. And we know day 3 was like pretty jam packed with the Oni Forest event and all the other great events. So make sure you come back. Let's throw it over to Kezia. I hope I said that correctly. Any last words?
Let's fucking go. Thanks very much for the space. It's been really, really interesting, and I look forward to hearing more about. I'll try and pop in tomorrow as well and hearing how Wednesday goes. And nice to meet you all, and thanks for all the photos. It's great to see, to experience it all over again, virtually. Thank you very much.
Aw, thank you for coming. And yeah, here's the hats. I found a photo of the hats. There you go, Kyle. And for everybody who didn't see them in person, there's layers to this. They were reversible hats, guys. Yes, let's freaking go. Happy was it today? Thursday. All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Thirsty Thursday. Drink your water, drink your juice, and don't forget to you know, go outside. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing.
Yeah, breathe. Drink water. Also, burn the holy herb if you're into that sort of thing. All